You are watching DIY by Nikki Foster.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Nikki and I post easy to follow DIY tutorials. On this channel, I like doing fun and creative things. I like doing things on a budget, especially room makeovers. So if that is something that interests you, go ahead and subscribe to my channel because that is what you're gonna find right here. I just posted my master bathroom makeover video on a budget and I had lots of positive feedback, but I also had lots of questions about the peel and stick tile. So what method I use to like get behind the toilet or get around the toilet, and I'm going to be telling you how I did all those things in the video today. When I was recording, I knew I would be recording a detailed video for you guys, going over some of the questions that you have, and I have my notebook because I'm going to be answering those questions for you. One more thing before we get started, go ahead and follow me on Instagram at It's Nicole Foster. Without further ado, let's get into this.
One of the biggest questions I get is, what type of floors do I have? And as you can see here, I have the builder grade vinyl flooring. It is just one piece of material that looks like tile, but it is not tile.
Another question I get a lot is, can you use peel and stick over ceramic floors? And the answer is yes. From my research, which I kind of did all the research for you guys, they do have like an extra adhesive that you can put underneath so that it'll stick a little bit better and it'll last a little bit longer on the ceramic floor tiles. I would suggest putting the tiles a little bit more close together and then grouting over them so that the groove lines underneath do not show. So that is just a suggestion. Again, I do not have ceramic tiles in my house. I just thinking about it, like if I did have it, that's probably what I would do.
Originally, I was going to go with the same tiles I had used in the other bathroom makeover video, but when I went to Lowe's and the hexagon tiles were in stock, I knew this was what I wanted to go with. So these are the luxury vinyl floor tiles by Style Selections. You can use vinyl tile grout if you do decide to grout, but I am installing mine without grout this time. In order to ensure proper installation of the floor tiles, you do have to make sure the floors are clean. So I sweep the bathroom floor first, and then because I tiled the walls in there, I did have to make sure there was no grout or adhesive stuck to the floor. So I did go ahead and use a box cutter to scrape anything like this up. You do need to make sure the surface is smooth so that the tiles can lay properly. And then the last thing I do is I just mop the floor, and I'm using a combination of bleach and water for this step. How to install peel and stick tiles. Once the floor is dry, I am ready to tile. I am starting in the middle of the floor, laying the tile up against the corner rounds or the trim. I am not removing the trim at all, so once the tile is where I want it, I press firmly down so that the adhesive can bind to the floor beneath. Since I am not using grout, I'm laying every tile directly next to each other.
So this is the look if you want it like close together.
I do the whole floor using this method. If a tile is not exactly positioned where you want it, you can pick it up and reposition it before firmly pressing it down. This adhesive is like legit, so once it is firmly pressed down, it's really not going to move. I do start from one side of the bathroom and then I work my way out towards the door. Another thing to note is that the pattern should look random on the tile, so you don't have to like make sure it matches or anything like that. This is how you get that real tile look, so it should feel random and it should look random when you are placing it down. Once the main part of the floor is covered in hexagon tiles, I do go ahead and move on to the edges by the walls, tub, and toilet. For this part of the process, you are going to need a box cutter or craft knife, pencil, ruler, and a self-healing mat. A self-healing mat is a cutting surface that you can cut your tiles on without the blade going through the tiles underneath. It is extremely important that you have something to cut on or you will damage your tiles. So what I do is I take my ruler and measure this empty space between the tub and the tile. Then I take those measurements and make a mark on a new tile. Then I draw a straight line from one side of the tile to the other. Then I use the ruler and box cutter to make sure that I cut a precise line.
And then the tile should pop right in half.
Okay, so I did just cut this tile apart. This piece is going to go right in here. Now this extra piece, I am going to try and see if they can fit right underneath here. And let's see. Yep, and that fits right into that groove. So this is going to help me save time, so I don't have to cut extra pieces under here when I'm getting to the cuts that I'm cutting for over here by the tub. So I keep going with the same method for all the spots around the walls and tub until I'm finished. How to tile around the toilet without removing the toilet. To tile around the toilet, I created a hack. First, I cut the paper from around the hexagon tile. Then I traced it on a regular plain piece of printer paper. Then I cut the template out. Okay, so here's my paper template. What I'm gonna do is just place it in the spot where I need to make a cut. Then I just take my finger and use it to create a crease line going around the curve. Once I have the crease line, I take it out and then I'm gonna cut it out. Next, I'm gonna take the paper template and trace the spot where I cut out. This is the same spot where I'm going to cut on the peel and stick tile. Okay, so after I cut it out, I just put my template in there and it fits right into the thing. So I'm gonna peel it off and just put it on there. And to get around the waterline in the back, I do use the same method using the template, but I am going to be creating a circular cutout so that the tile can fit around the pipe. And then once it is done, this is what it should look like. And just like before, I traced the template out and cut the parts out that I don't need. Don't worry if you don't get the curve right the first time. Curves are not the easiest to cut on this vinyl material, so it may need additional cuts with the box cutter. Just keep the paper on the back during this time so you're not losing any adhesion if you have to pick it back up a few times. Another note / tip is just to cut the hole a little bit smaller than what you think you're going to need, and then just cut it out a little bit bigger as you go along. But all in all, the waterline cover should cover up any imperfections, so it is okay if it's not perfect. So I do follow this technique for any weird cuts throughout the bathroom, including other small spots by the toilet, any weird corners by the door, and anywhere else by the tub. Then I use caulking strips to hide any imperfections by the tub and walls. This caulking strip already comes with adhesive on the back, so it's really easy to use, and you can also use scissors or a box cutter to cut it to the size you need. And this is just a quick overview of what the floors turned out looking like when I was finished. Answering additional questions.
Another question that I get is, how well is the peel and stick towel holding up? So far my peel and stick towel is holding up well. I did a bathroom makeover under $300, and I'll be sure to post that right here in the little eye, or over here, wherever it is. I did that bathroom with the 12 by 24 Grecian marble floor tiles, also sold at Lowe's. And I did not use any adhesive underneath. I literally just used the peel and stick adhesive that comes on the back, and then I did use grout. Now I used the wrong grout. I was supposed to use the vinyl tile floor grout, but I ended up using the ceramic tile caulk, which is basically the same thing as grout that you would use for subway tiles. You would use that same thing. And the reason why I did that is because I wanted it to be a little bit easier of a cleanup, so I did use that instead. So they do have a vinyl tile floor grout, and if you are interested in using grout, you can use that. Or you can do what I did and use the wrong thing. It's still sticking and I like it, so hey, it's totally up to you. Your peel and stick tiles should actually last 5 to 25 years. I know that's like so surprising. I actually didn't know that when I installed it, but upon doing my research, I found out that it should last 5 to 25 years. And the reason why is because if you are installing your peel and stick tiles on a floor that has no water damage, you've cleaned your floors, you've did the proper installation methods and the proper steps for this, it should last pretty long. So when you are installing peel and stick tiles, your floor has to be in good condition, and that's gonna allow you the longevity that you're hoping for. Another question I get is, are the peel and stick tiles waterproof? Now, on Lowe's website and on the box, it says the peel and stick tiles are water resistant. So it is not waterproof, but it is water resistant. So that basically means, like, if something overflows or floods, I don't necessarily think it's gonna stay, but if it's just like you getting out of the shower and there's like a little pool of water, it's going to absorb and it's going to resist that. My kids make big splashes on the bathroom floor all the time. They, put their toys on the floor and everything, and there's puddles of water all the time. I wipe, I mop it up or wipe it up with a towel or with the, paper towels, and they are lasting really well. I have a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old, so I'm sure you guys, if you have kids, you know exactly how bath time can go. That is it for this video on how to tile around a toilet, answering some of your questions. I hope that it was really helpful. I hope that it was beneficial for you guys. And if it was, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I'm going to be linking the other videos in the description box below so you guys could check those out, those bathroom makeover videos on a budget. If you guys kind of like this, like more question answering, tutorial based kind of video, let me know in the comment section below. This is like one of my first times doing something like this, but I hope that it was helpful and I hope that you guys learned a lot from it. So if you guys have any other questions, go ahead and drop them in the comment section below because I'm all up in there. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you can see more budget friendly and inspiring ideas. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. And I like need a script. Like, thank you so much. This video is done. Okay.